Welcome to Conversations with Champions. My name is Johnny Randolph. I am a speaker, trainer, a podcaster. I am a renowned Toastmaster. And with me, I have as my co-host, she is a speaker herself. She is a past district director. She is a past regional advisor for Toastmasters International. Say hello to the people, Miss Karen Isaacs.
Hello, everyone. Excited to be here. Thank you so much, Johnny.
Awesome. The premise of our show is we will watch a Toastmasters International speech. As we know, contest season, I was going to say it's close, but it's here. Lots of you out there in your clubs, you've already had your club contest or you're planning for it. So we thought it is a good idea for this show is to watch former champions to glean some of the secret sauce behind making it far into that contest. Our special guest for this episode, he is a trainer, he is a speaker, he is a coach, he is a championship Toastmaster. Say hello to the people, Mr. Rich Hopkins.
Hello, people. It's great to be here.
Good stuff. All right. So now what we are going to do is we are going to watch Rich's 2006 championship speech where he made it all the way as a Toastmasters International finalist. And not only did he make it all the way, he placed. He came in third place. So let's see what it is all about.
Now you see me walking. I've had my prosthetic leg for all of 3 months.
Oh.
I'm sleeping. But somebody's watching me, pulling at my beard, sticking tiny little fingers up my nose.
Must be a kid.
Yeah.
Good morning, Daddy.
Right?
3-year-old Rachel jumps on the bed. Good morning. Mr. Contest Chair, ladies and gentlemen, good morning for whom? Rachel Daisy, go back to bed.
Please.
But she just stares back at me.
We can relate.
With those bright, hope-filled eyes.
Daddy,
come play with me.
And you can't say no.
Right.
Fine.
Right?
I get up and I trudge down the hallway, soon to be greeted by my own tired, frustrated eyes and the finger-smudged beard. I'm nearly 40 years old. I've got 5 kids. Driving a broken-down minivan with a job that's about as exciting as an Excel spreadsheet.
No disrespect to our accountants out there.
Up on me. Middle age. I'm overwhelmed with depression and despair and the insane desire to go test drive a cherry red Mustang convertible.
Nice.
All right.
Hurry up, Daddy. She's back. Tag, you're it. Tag, I'm it. Tag, I'm it. I start to remember what I was like when I was her age, when I didn't dread each day, when I was Dickie Jr.
Love it. Love that picture. Cute.
Let's play Finish the Cliche. If only we knew then what we know now.
Good audience
Very
participation.
good. How much more successful you'd be. How much more you would have accomplished. But wait a minute. What if? Help me turn this upside down.
Darren gave me
What
this
if we knew now what we knew? Oh, you're great. What if we knew now what we knew then, if we approached life with the persistence and passion we had then, if we saw life with the perspective of a child. My 5-year-old daughter, Riley, she explains to me the miracle of life wide-eyed. Oh, Daddy, first it starts as an egg, and then it becomes a caterpillar and a chrysalis. And she says chrysalis.
Right. That
The
vocabulary. I like it.
Wait,
Smart.
wait, and wait, and wait, and wait. Butterfly! When was the last time you saw the extraordinary in the ordinary? What if we lived now with the passion we had then? My son Braden, he loves dinosaurs. They're all over his sheets and his pajamas, his underwear. They're scattered all over the floor, spikes up. Now you know why I walk this way.
That's awesome, Rich. That's awesome.
Daddy, when I grow up, I want to be a paleoentomologist. And he says, paleoentomologist. But will he? How many passions have you pushed aside for the sake of growing up? What if you asked now, with the persistence you had then? Daddy, can I have a popsicle? No. Daddy, can I have a popsicle, please? No. Oh, Daddy, please. I'll love you forever.
There it is.
Great line. Great line.
Yep, there it is.
Fine, just take it outside. How to be a kid again when no wasn't the final answer. It just meant ask again. When was the last time you asked for what you wanted? Have we stopped? Too afraid the answer will be no, especially from ourselves? Now, I know what you're thinking. Rich, I don't want a better approach to life. I just want a better life. I understand. How dare a motivational speaker get up here and tell you to alter your perspective? Well, fine. I won't.
Counting in my head. 1, 2, 3.
Dickie Jr., he'll triple dog dare you. See the extraordinary. Live passionately. Ask again and again and again. How will that change your life? He sees you out there squirming in your seats. The Christy Juniors and Tommy Juniors and Billy Juniors. It's time to stop sitting around, to come out and play. Come on, get up, stand up with me. I mean it, out of your chairs, hands in the air.
Nice.
Love it.
All right. It's time to wake yourselves up. Jump on the bed of your life and shout with me, good morning. Good morning. Ha ha. Tag, you're it. Mr. Contest.
All right.
That was awesome.
What a fantastic speech, Rich.
I loved it.
Great
you.
job. 2000s, I can definitely see why you placed. If you don't know about Toastmasters, every year Toastmasters conducts the Toastmasters International Speech Contest. And literally around the world, about 25 to 30,000 people from all around the world compete. And then when I say around the world, I mean literally all around the world. And it narrows down over a period of months to the top 9 best speakers. Rich placed the top 3 out of 30,000 people.
Awesome.
Very impressive.
Love the topic too, Rich. I mean, it was a topic that all of us, especially if you're a parent, this really resonates with you. But even as an adult, I can just see myself, some of the things that I did as a kid, lost some of that passion as I became adult. So you bringing that topic up in your speech just brought back all those great memories as I had as a kid. Not as cute as a picture, but what a cute picture.
Oh, thank you. I tell you, I mean, watching that speech was emotional for me because I haven't seen it in a while. But it's a look back 18 years, right? And I can see my youth as a speaker, the things that I would do different now with that speech. And I actually did give that speech again a few years ago. It ended up taking second at district.
Okay.
I made some adjustments to it, updated it clearly because I wasn't 38 anymore. I was 50. But at least I was finally really middle aged instead of what I thought was middle aged back then. But I liked my speech better when I gave it at district than even the world championship stage, even though I didn't win district. I mean, I didn't win the world championship either. So clearly it's not a winning speech.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you're competing against so many people
And you never know like who you impacted in that audience and how many people you impacted. The judges are 10 people out of a room full of what, 3,000 people?
absolutely.
You never know. So I don't necessarily know if I agree with that, but I do want to ask you some questions, and Karen and I we're gonna pick your brain about your speech and just your overall journey. I would like to know, what is your writing process for entering the international speech contest?
Well, back then I was very intense, very much writing everything down, getting word for word, running it past my coach. He was an editor and would go through and cross out words and, get me from 800 words to 750 words. And we were always trying to get me to about 675 words. That particular speech was under 700 words. And when I ran it by David Brooks, the 1990 world champion, he said, you need to talk more because you are not going to come even close to time. You are leaving a ton left on the table. I said, no, this will time out to almost 730, which it did reach almost 730. And he said, I don't believe that. You don't understand, David. There's laughter, there's pauses, it's all there. I've timed it out. And I'm glad I had done all that work. I did a tremendous amount of work on speeches back then. Nowadays, I don't do it quite the same way, mostly because, back then I'd been in Toastmasters for 7 years. Now I've been in Toastmasters 25 years. I've written hundreds of speeches. I've helped other people write hundreds of speeches. And so I'm more of I'm going to tell this story, I'm going to tell this story, I'm going to tell this story. And I go up and I do that. And then the higher up I get, I start to transcribe what I've said. And then I will wordsmith from there. And that way I become less of a speaker, which you could see very much speaker man on stage in that speech. Still good, but it was speaker man. And now I'm more conversational.
Yes, I just want to know. I suspect, since you mentioned your daughter, was she the inspiration for this speech, or was there other elements that came into play for this speech?
Rachel jumping on the bed was an inspiration. You mix that with Riley and the butterfly situation, which all those stories I told in that speech are absolutely true. Nothing was made up.
Okay.
Braden said those words. Riley said those words. Rachel jumped on the bed. It was all true. I went back and forth a little bit with David Brooks and Randy Harvey on whether or not I should stick my fingers up my nose. David said no. Randy predictably said yes.
Yes.
And I went ahead and did that. And it just goes to show that even when you've got world champion class coaches, they can disagree. And ultimately, you have to decide for yourself because you're the one who's going to be on that stage.
Mm-hmm.
But my kids have inspired most of my speeches.
Can you talk about like your journey with editing your speech?
It is a lot of editing. When you get to those levels, you know, you write your speech down, you save it on your computer, V1, and you get up to like V50, V75. And the reason you don't just edit over the speech you have is that you might want to go back and do something you did a month ago when you practiced that you thought you didn't want to do, but then you realize, oh, I do think I want to do that. So you want to have everything available to you. Plus, you want to have a record so that if you ever win, you can say, look at all these things I had to do.
So, and the question that I want, when you start off at your club level. Your club level, anywhere from 10 people, maybe if you're on the larger end, 60 or 70. And as you go, more people start to come out at your area, the division, the district. When you make it to the world championship, it's 2,000-3,000 people. I want to know, how does the size of the audience impact your delivery?
Well, a couple of things on that. First of all, you know there's a big audience out there, but you can't really see it because the way the lighting is, you really only see the first couple of rows. Then you have the energy aspect. You know, when you're speaking, you get energy off your audience. And if you're getting a lot of energy off 25 people, that's great. Imagine the energy you're getting off 2,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to deal with what happens when you have 2,000 people laughing. That laugh is going to last a lot longer than 25 people laughing. And when I put up the Dickie Jr. picture, that laugh lasted a long time because it kind of rolled through the audience bigger because I stood next to it and I did that version, and it just lasted longer than anybody would expect. So it's a darn good thing that I allowed for that extra time.
So, Rich, what type of, like boxers, they listen to music, they get themselves hyped up, or they may just do certain rituals. What kind of things do you do to get yourself hyped and mentally prepared for when you're speaking?
I do not listen to music. I know a lot of people do. I mostly just get really super stressed out, eat a candy bar, drink a pop, usually a Pepsi, and just sit like this and go over the speech in my mind over and over and over again, particularly the first line, so that when I go out there, I nail that first line.
I wanted to know, how do you handle your preparation for your body language and or your gestures?
Well, in 2006, they were very planned. They were very deliberate, and I think you could tell. And it's like, all right, I got to make sure I do this. I got to make sure this happens. And I had a lot of act outs with my kids, and so that was mostly appropriate, but it was very choreographed. Nowadays, unless I've got a very specific situation I need to act out, I mostly just use my hands. I may move from one part of the stage to another. I do more natural speaking now. I don't do all the theatrics. And it still works. I mean, I've still, since I've changed my style, I've still won district several times. I still go to district almost every year, whether I win or not. I tell people when I coach them for contests versus coaching them for regular speaking, It's like contest speaking is like ice dancing. You got to go out there. You got to have the sequined outfit. You got to match the music. You got to make sure you have the figure eight and the spin and the jump and the toe. But regular speaking is more like hockey. Same skills, using skates. You're out there longer. You've got a clear goal you're trying to attain. And, sometimes you get to hit people.
We are not advocating violence in any international speech contest here on Conversations with Champions. I'm just saying. Karen, did you have any questions?
I did. So, Rich, you mentioned how important it was to have mentors or coaches. What type of advice would you recommend for emerging speakers that are, especially like Johnny mentioned, this is our prime contest season. So how important would you say having a speaking coach or a mentor to help you along the way?
Well, it depends on what your goal is. If your goal is just to go out there and have fun, then by all means, just go out there and have fun. If you think you want to win and get to area and division and district, find some people that are going to help you. You don't have to have a coach per se, but you can have trusted sources in your clubs that will help you along, people who've done it before you. For me, I ended up with a coach mostly because in 2001, in the fall, I won my evaluation contest at district, first win I ever had at district. And this guy chased me down to the back of the room and said, I'm going to coach you to the World Championship of Public Speaking. Now, little did I realize he had gone to region a couple of times himself.
I do have another follow-up question for Rich. Rich, what would you say this whole journey as a contest speaker, or like you said, you're doing other speaking engagements, working with emerging speakers. What would you say is your biggest lesson learned from this whole journey?
Really, it's that, it's tough because it's a lesson I keep learning because I keep losing. Because every year you end with a loss. It's like if you don't win the Super Bowl, you've ended with a loss, most likely. But it's a matter of learning how to redefine for yourself what a victory is. And that is really the core of the win anyway tagline that I use. I'm the win anyway guy. You go out there, I'm the win anyway guy everywhere you look. That's my keynote, is the win anyway keynote. And it's about defining victory for yourself, defining success for yourself, instead of letting the world do it for you. A lot of people would look at me and say, well, you failed. You haven't won the world championship. Okay, well, I have won district 9 times. I have gone to the world championship twice. Those are victories. Maybe it's not the ultimate victory, but thanks to all of those opportunities that I've had, I've learned a tremendous amount. I have met a tremendous number of people all around the world. I've had the chance to speak at districts all around the world. And you brought me in, Karen. I'm pretty sure that's why we know each other. You brought me in the past.
Yes.
And I apologize for not having immediate recall of that. But, I get to do podcasts. I get to be recognized. I still get calls on the movie Speak, which took place in 2008, where I didn't take third. I didn't place at all. And it was a terrible defeat for me because, they came and said, do you mind if we film you for this contest? And I'm thinking, hey, they're going to make a movie of me winning the world championship. And it turned into a movie about me not winning the world championship. So it altered my perspective and my approach. And if it hadn't, I probably would have left Toastmasters altogether. I probably wouldn't have become a coach. I probably wouldn't have gone on to keep speaking. Who knows? I'd probably be stuck with a job that's as exciting as a spreadsheet.
No disrespect to all our accountants out there. I'm an accountant major. I don't want you.
Well, yeah, but you got the Justice League behind you. So.
You got the, there you go.
I do.
Oh, that was great, Rich. That is so insightful. Thank you for sharing that.
Rich, one of the things that I have identified since doing this podcast is just for the champions that I've spoken with, it is just not exclusive to the Toastmasters International Speaking Contest. I have interviewed a couple of people, and each of them have also done TED Talks. I'm interested in how Toastmasters and the contest specifically, how it influenced your ability, or what role did it have in your ability and desire to land a TED Talk?
Well, excuse me. I really wanted a TED Talk, TEDx talk to help validate me outside of Toastmasters. I mean, yeah, there are hundreds of TEDx speakers out there, but still, compared to the population of the earth, you're, a very small percentage getting an opportunity to do a TEDx talk. And I had tried a few different venues and gotten rejected, and Colorado Springs ended up inviting me down to do a live tryout. And I think my Toastmaster skills really helped me with that live audition, because they saw that I would be able to handle the moment, handle that stage.
So listen to you from speaker, TEDx speaker, movie star, coach, keynote.
Yeah,
I love it. I love preparation.
Yes.
I love preparation. I was just watching the Golden Globes, and Nikki Glazer, she did the opening monologue, and she said she practiced it 93 times, her opening monologue. I said 93 times for about 10 minutes. That makes about right. That's about right. And in some, she said something really that I liked, and it's now making me pay attention to like every opening. She says in her speech, she wanted to give her first joke about 10 seconds into it to really establish the tone. And I know in Toastmasters, we talk about that opening line, like how do we start our speeches? We don't start with, hey, well, I'm happy to be here. My name is such and such, blah, blah, blah. Like you really need something, boom, with that punch right from the beginning. That opening is very important.
Yeah, and making people laugh is important, because the minute they laugh, they're connected with you.
Yes.
They like you, their defenses go down, and you're golden after that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Rich, this is going to be the last question, then I will let you get out of here. You have discussed multiple times that you have competed or participated in speech contest. What is your motivation? What is your why on why you keep coming back?
Because I'm an overly competitive human being. Just ask my wife.
I love it.
It's something I enjoy. I get, a massive dopamine hit just by competing. And then if I happen to win, it's terrific. But I enjoy it.
You light up when you talk about your experiences. So it's so inspiring. So we really do appreciate you sharing your experiences with us today.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity to be on this show. The last show I saw with Joe Shaw, Joe's such a great guy, and you guys had so much fun with him. I thought, I got to get on there. I mean, he's got superheroes behind him. Well, I'm probably bringing down your show because I've only got the one leg.
No. What do you mean? You are
Rich.
literally, you're a movie star. You're a movie star. You've been on podcasts. You've done keynotes. You train. You coach people. You've done TEDx. You've gone places.
But Ramona's still standing.
She's still standing. She's still standing. I can't argue with that. So, all right. So, Miss Karen Isaacs, tell the people where they can find you at if they want to reach out to you.
Okay, so again, it's been exciting and so much fun talking to both of you. Folks can reach me at toastmasterkaren@hotmail.com. Toastmasterkaren@hotmail.com.
Okay. Rich, where can the people find you?
I'm at richhopkins.com. I'm at speakanddeliver.com. You can also just Google my name and I will come up pretty much right away.
And if you're looking for me, you can reach me at randolphspeakers.com or the Randolph Speaker Bureau across all social media. This has been a phenomenal experience. I had a great time. I want to thank my co-host, Ms. Karen Isaacs. Thank you for coming out.
Thank
and
you.
of course, I want to thank our guest, Mr. Rich Hopkins.
It's been a blast.
Good stuff. And as I always like to tell people, please remember to be your best, to be inspired, to be great. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye, everybody.